Welcome everyone to Loud and Proud Orlando. My name is Luis Carlos Pineda. It's Monday, July the 25th, 8:40 p.m. Thank you so much. We're about 10 people live right now. Thank you for supporting us and for tuning in into the show tonight. We have a lot to talk about. We are on the verge of essentially one of the biggest, I will say, games in Orlando City, you know, onwards to get silverware for Orlando City, for the city of Orlando in general. I don't think it's just the club. It's more than that. I think it's the city of Orlando. We haven't really won a lot of silverware in any other sports that we've had teams on. So very important time to be a lion, right? A lion, an Orlando City Lion. Also, we'll talk about what happened in Philly. A loss. Well, happened with Philly at Explorer Stadium. A loss for the Lions. We'll dissect all of that. We'll have also Espareja on the hot seat. That's another topic that we're going to talk about. On the verge of a possible final in the U.S. Open Cup, and on the verge of reaching playoff contention. We're still maintaining our playoff contention, fifth in the East. And we'll talk about this and more. DC too. I put Ben in DC, quoting the song for the legendary punk band Bad Brains, right? And we're going to DC to. I want to thank Gung Ho and win that game too, because it was a tough game for us at Explorer Stadium. So we'll talk about that. And before we go and I give the mic to Dave and to Paola, I want to again first and foremost thank everyone for your support, not only online on our social media accounts, but also on YouTube. Yeah, we're growing. We're at 417 subscribers right now, growing every show. So keep spreading the word. We're trying to get to the 500 mark, at least half to 1,000. Once we get to 1,000, we're probably going to throw out a party. So click on the notification bell, subscribe to the channel. We're also on Facebook as Loud and Proud Orlando, and also on Twitter at LPO_podcast. So thank you so much to everyone that is tuning in. And also we're on audio. Our audio version is on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. If you're listening, thank you so much for listening. So thank you so much again. David, how did you take this game against Philly? And, a loss for the Lions. Lack of finishing galore, in my opinion, again. The only opportunity Philly had, they took advantage of. We had several. We didn't do anything. What were your thoughts of this game from the get-go?
Well, happy Monday, first of all, to everybody. And I echo myself with Luis' words. Thank you very much to everybody that supports us week after week. As you can see, I'm not at home. I'm in a hotel room. I'm on vacation with my family, so my apologies if you hear noises. My family's doing their best to stay quiet. So, um, the game, unfortunately, I was not able to watch it because um, I was out of the area, so I couldn't use the Lion Nation app, and I couldn't watch it on ESPN Plus because I have a 407 number. So you see my issue there. Now I caught up with what happened, watching the review video later on YouTube, and obviously the latest episode of Tiro de Esquina with Paola and her soon-to-be husband, which I recommend. We'll talk about that later. But I was able to get the impressions of the people that were there. Very informative. So what I can tell you is this: once again, um, we failed to step up to the occasion. I understand that the goal given to Philadelphia was controversial. I understand the penalty not given to us was controversial. One where I choose not to debate Philadelphia fans because it's the same sterile argument as the one that we had with Nashville fans last year. Decision that that they pro apologize for later, but still cost us hosting a game, money to our club, and quite honestly, probably handed New York City an opportunity to a championship that perhaps they would have not had they played us here in Orlando, the slaughterhouse, as the players refer to our stadium, because every time they go for a must-win game here in Orlando, or they're in Orlando, because I'm not in Orlando right now. Then they end up failing. With that said, I will allow Pro to make their decision. Was it a pen? Was it not? I'm biased, so I'm gonna say yes. But like many people have said online, if we are dependent on goals, VAR decisions, on sheer luck, like Pato putting the ball on top of the head of um, Kyle Smith at the end of the game, et cetera, et cetera. We're dependent on those strokes of luck and those help from the VAR. Friends, we're missing the point. If in football, rule number one is if you score more goals than the other team, you win the game. It's that simple. Can we say that? No. The highest scoring game that we've had was on a loss to the worst team in MLS right now. I think that we're gonna be seeing on Friday. I'm sorry, on Sunday.
On Sunday, yeah.
On
DC
Sunday.
United.
And I finish with this because if you follow me on social media, you know the stakes are really, really, really high for Oscar Pareja on Wednesday. And I'm not a merchant of hype, of unfounded rumors. I believe that the people that follow this podcast and that follow me for information on Orlando City, I owe them that much respect. I'm not a person to throw mud into the reputation of people who are not even worthy of carrying their gym bag or untie their shoes. So I'm not gonna go around and saying, "Oh, this is happening because I pulled it out of a hat." And our fan base is here to get information. I have never failed you. I have never given you information that was incorrect. Things change though, but at this moment, that's what it is. Wednesday, it has great implications for the history of our club and our manager, and so does Sunday. So with that said, Mike to Paola.
Hi guys. Sorry, it's good to be back. Um I was in that Philly game versus Orlando as like Luis. Um for me it was boring game. I'm going to be honest. It was boring. Arsenal versus Orlando was more entertaining than what I saw in Saturday. I was able to go with my parents. I blame it on my mom this time. I was like, Dad, if we win, it's because of you. Mom, if we lost, it's because of you. I'm just kidding. I was just giving her a hard time, but um, a lot happened, right? Philadelphia was not attacking. And when we had the chance to score, we didn't. It's not new. It's not new news for us, right? I'm changing Aaron Kara's name to Casper the Friendly Ghost in the pitch because he has been MIA. He only did one thing in the pitch, that it was the ball that Pereira crossed the ball to Facu, that unfortunately it didn't go in. We cannot blame it on the guy neither. He's always putting his heart on the pitch every time that he goes in. And the crosses from Ruan, they're not being as targeted as possible. And the substitution from Oscar Pareja is hurting us. So with that being said, I don't know what's gonna happen on Wednesday. I hope that the reason that I didn't see Holiday on the pitch on Saturday is because he's gonna put it on Wednesday. I don't have anything else to say about this. We can blame it on pros, but at the same time, like David said, we had the chance to score. Like, we cannot depend on those corner kicks or those VAR decisions, because clearly they're not always going in our favor. So
I'm going to be, I agree with Paola. I mean, it was a game that it was, not a lot of people's mind was in this game either way. Everybody was trying to see how much was Chelsea Arsenal, or, how many more minutes. And, unfortunately, um, it's, that's another topic, but concentrating in the game itself, I it's just the inability of finishing the play. I mean, Orlando in the first half, both teams were eager to go on the attack, but Orlando dominated the possession game. Philly stayed compact defensively, and they attempted the counterplay to get after they get the ball back from Orlando, and it's just Orlando failed to connect all Ruan's crosses from the right side of the field. They just no one was there to score, and no one was connected with Ruan. I mean, Ruan sent a lot of crosses on that game, and nothing came about. Then set piece opportunities missed, and then in the 28th minute, and again, it happens to the best of the players, but I mean, Facundo Torres should have scored that goal in the 28th minute. He sent a shot completely wide in front of Blake, open goal in my opinion, and he just shot it wide completely. Those goals in a playoff contention match or on Wednesday, those goals have to be scored. Those can win the championship, can make you beat the biggest team, or it could put you on playoff contention. Those goals need to be scored. Whether he might have, gotten nervous, or, because Blake is a very imposing keeper, for sure. I would say top 3 in the MLS. Facundo has played in Peñarol, has played in Copa Libertadores. He should be used to this type of pressure, and that should have been a goal. In the second half, the Lions generated stuff. They generated 3 chances. One was from a set piece that Araujo shot wide, and then another attempt from Torres to shoot from distance, and then Benji Michel in the box attempting a scissors kick. But then this is what I'm trying to get at, is the inability of Orlando of being able to break lines when the rival stays compact defensively. So when the other team parks the bus, it's hard for us to penetrate their defense. It's hard for us to attack, to look for ways to break the deadlock. And that's what happened. Philly started like 20 minutes before the game ended to just throw themselves on the floor, pull the Neymar, call out every single thing. Oh, Burke threw himself like twice, holding his eye, his head. Oh my God, the medics coming in, time wasting, they resulted to. So it was hard for Orlando to break lines. And then I just felt that there wasn't, either they were thinking already about Wednesday at that point, or the subs did not work out. I mean, those are my 2 only options that I could see. And I think it's the later one. I don't think the subs that came in worked out at all. And that's another thing for us to analyze, but we got to score, man. I mean, look, defense does win championships. But then we've had games that our defense have been horrible as well. And I think Orlando's defense has been horrible. And people have to realize that. We need to make sure that we're connecting with Ruan, the crosses he makes. Whether there are 20 crosses, at least one needs to go in. Set piece opportunities, they need to go in. It is a disservice to the fans. 16,000 fans that prefer to come over and see their hometown crowd and the home team play rather than Chelsea Arsenal. For all Chelsea fans that went to that and pay over $100, that's one of the reasons why I didn't go. I'm just kidding. No, but no, I was supporting Orlando. I had to cover it. The outlet is not Loud and Proud Chelsea or Loud and Proud Blues. It's Loud and Proud Orlando. So, Tesho is great defensively, but and I think a lot of people can maybe agree with me or not, but when we see Tesho coming in, we see, okay, Orlando's going to hold. Either we're going to look for the tie, or we're just attempting to hold the ball longer, you know? And in my opinion, we need to go and try to finish the play. We had several chances. And maybe that's the reason why this new guy is coming, Angulo, right? So, what are your thoughts, Dave, regarding the new signing?
All right. So our new signing is Ivan Angulo, or Ivan Angulo for our English speaking friends. 23 years old, from San Andres de Tumaco, Colombia. This is a region on the border with Ecuador, part of the um, Colombian Pacific coast that keeps producing some of the best footballers South America can produce. And our friend here comes in a 12-month loan with a possible 6-month extension from his parent club, Palmeiras, in Brazil. He has been on loan several times. Right now, in 65 appearances, he has 4 goals and 5 assists. Beautiful, fantastic. We definitely need that type of help, that type of signing. Rumor still is out there that we may make a move for somebody within the league, as fellow Puerto Rican Wilfredo Rivera has been sent on loan to Indy 11. Wilfredo is 18 years old. He just turned 18 years old this year. Has 14 appearances, 3 goals for Puerto Rico in all different levels within that system. And in 10 appearances with OCB this year, 1 goal, 3 assists. For Puerto Rico, he has been mostly a 10 and a 7, at OCB a 10, and captain in 9 starts out of the 10 games that I just mentioned to you guys. So that's where we are right now. Um, Welcome. If you're wearing our colors and you are willing to go and get on that pitch for 90 minutes, you're one of the good guys in my book, and I will support you. I don't know much about the guy. I see on the comments. Our friend JJ it has a familiarity with him, as Angulo played in the Portuguese league. And again, I just hope that he's an improvement to the club. Our attack is anemic. Defensively, we look very good. And I want to mention this before I give the microphone to Paola. When it comes to points for Orlando City, this is points available versus points earned per month. In February, out of 3 points available, we earned all 3 points. In March, out of 12 points available, we earned 5. In April, out of 15 points, we earned 9. In May, out of 12 points, we earned 4. In June, out of 9 points, we earned 3. In July, out of 12 points, we have earned 5. Obviously, we have 1 game left to be played. And in August, there's going to be 15 points available. In September 12th, excuse me, and in October 6th. And if we were to place all the Eastern Conference teams by goal differential, goals for, goals against, Orlando City will be 10th on the table. So obviously, you don't have to be a magician or a statistics dynamo to understand that we have to score goals, and we have to score many of them if we want to reach the playoffs and do something while we are there.
Yeah, and after I'm gonna give the mic to Paul in just a moment, but this is his stats, right? Angulo stats. From my understanding, he's played 5 minutes in Palmeiras, right? So 5 minutes, one match, right? 4 minutes in Botafogo. No, sorry, 91 minutes, 4 games, one foul I think he had, And then in Envigado, from 23 games, he only scored 2 goals, 3 assists, and 1 yellow. And then in Portimonense, 36 games, 2 goals, 2 assists, 5 yellows, 29 games in Portimonense. So I see this as and again, I was mentioning it last time with the other signing, maybe a low risk, possibly high reward player that's coming on a loan from a big club like, Palmeiras. And let's see what he's all about. I mean, he's within the age that you need to sign now for MLS. He's the right age, and we do need some sort of boost in that left wing, because unfortunately, as we've seen, some of the, we were hoping for Gaston Gonzalez to be right now playing on the left wing next to maybe, Ruan on the right, or Facundo Torres on the right, and having that tandem up front. But unfortunately, his injury, right? So I think that this player could be that, difference maker on the left wing, right? So let's. I do agree with you on that call, and with JJ, that we need to definitely understand and give him a chance to prove himself, right? Because the MLS, it is a physical league. It's a very physical league. A lot of people don't realize it, but it is a physical league. Players here grow in muscle mass when they come and train here. You've seen careers being revitalized, like Carlos Vela, that was on the verge of tearing his ACL like every other year. Pato's career has resurfaced. You have Luis Nani, that was coming very cold from Europe, revitalized his career here. Now he's playing in Australia. So, this is the MLS now, the new MLS model. And I think Orlando is doing a great thing by at least, getting that type of player. In the middle of the season, we don't expect to get a Luis Suarez or to get, a high, rated caliber player. We just need a workhorse that's going to help out, which is our lack of finishing or creating that play. So maybe he can have a connection with Kara, and Kara can maybe finally blow up, right? Onwards to the playoffs and maybe getting some silverware. So I think it's a good pick. Let's give him a chance. I don't know so much. It is kind of concerning. 5 minutes in Palmeiras. I know that they don't need the help. 4 games in Botafogo, another good team. And let's see. What are your thoughts, Paola, regarding this signing?
I said it the last episode of the podcast. It's something, and it's better than nothing. So, and we need it. We need help. We need help finishing. And if the guy is coming in to work, you're wearing my favorite team in the MLS shirt right now, jersey. So I will root for him. I will do whatever it takes. But at the same time, let's see if JJ, I know that Jason is commenting on that you're gonna post his comments now, that he's a follower for the Portuguese league and he's saying that he's a good player. I will go with that comment. I don't follow the Portuguese league, so let's see how. Hopefully, like on Saturday, I saw miracles on those Philadelphia players making a show, and then miracle, I can walk. I want to see that miracle happen with Orlando City. Exactly. I was like my mom was like, but he was just like, I'm like, yep, that's floppy, mom. That's part of the game too. But I want to see that miracle with Orlando City. With this new signing with Nico and now with Ivan. So
yeah, I mean, hopefully those are the tools. Like I said, it's Joaquin is also low risk, high reward. I mean, this is a player that is fit to play, just pending visa. We'll see what happens, right? I think, and they're young players. They're players that are going to last you those 90 minutes. If needed be, that little extra push, right? Extra push. So I think that's great. Let's read some comments here. As Jim D says, you can hurt me. Why? I'm banned in DC. That's a song from Bad Brains. I want to say hello to Jim D. Jason Jose, what's up, guys? Ivan was a great signing, was great in Portugal, says Jason Jose. Yeah, that's what we've heard. That's fantastic. Felix Quijano, Tesho keeps hurting us. We need another striker that attacks. Lynn would be a better sub than Tesho. I don't know. What are your thoughts, Dave? Lynn would be a better sub than Tesho.
Well, to be honest with you, Tesho, while he's a forward, at this point of his career, he's a closer guy. He's there to solidify the result. Lynn is scoring goals in MLS Next Pro. I don't know how much of that will translate to MLS. Some rumors are that we have no interest in keeping the kid next year, that we just gonna sell him back to St. Louis, where he's from, and where he developed in the academy for St. Louis FC in USL. So there's that. Maybe they don't see a future for him. I don't know what it is. All I know is I can tell you I have defended Tesho many, 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 many times, but we can't cover the sun with one hand this time. He had the tying goal. He skied that ball. That's all.
Yep. Brett Carl says Red Bulls look good against Austin. I know. We need to be able to build out of the back and beat their press. I wholeheartedly agree. And we need to play, in my opinion, conservative. I never say this, but we need to play conservatively. And I know we're locals. We're playing in Explorer Stadium and is our home, but we need to play conservatively. We've never been able to beat that team, so this is the only chance we have to lift silverware for this group of players that deserve it. Right? I think even, and I trace back to even Nani, being part of this group of players. They deserve it. I think Pareja also deserves it. He turned this team around, in my opinion, whether you agree or not, and they deserve to be part of history. And but tomorrow they cannot go and try to get too into the attack without rebel without a cause. They can't. They need to have a reason and wait for them and try to stay compact, in my opinion, defensively. It has to be the defense's best game tomorrow on Wednesday for sure. Brett Carl says we also need to score more than one goal. I mean that is a must, I think. Jason Jose, fans will be very surprised how good Ivan is. That's fantastic. That's great. That's, I think, what we're looking for, right? Jason Jose, time wasting is part of the game. Subs also didn't work out. Yeah, time wasting is part of the game, but that means that Orlando didn't have that bad of a game either, right? I mean, they didn't connect. I want to say too, Moutinho played an excellent game. I think he played a fantastic game against Philly. In my opinion, I think Kyle Smith. There's games for Kyle Smith and there's games for João Moutinho. And that game against Philly was definitely right there, recouping the ball, generating plays in attack, connecting with the winger. So a fantastic game from João Moutinho. I disagree. Defense is good. We just can't score. We have too much defense. I mean, MLS teams, their defenses are horrible. I mean, right now I know that nobody probably agrees, but I mean, have them play a Chilean team or a Argentinian team. Like MLS lacks defense in general. But Orlando has a great tandem up in defense. It's just that we need to, Antonio Carlos needs to be on point. I mean, everyone needs to be on point, compact, solid, not over. There was a lack of keeping possession and passing back. I started noticing that too. And once we get somebody like Driussi or like Cáceres from New York Red Bulls, like they will get that ball, and while you're trying to pass it back, they're gonna try to get it and go on the counter. I'm just saying, and you can try that with some teams, but not with every single team. It's not gonna work. Citrus FC, very excited. He looked very good in the under 20s World Cup for Colombia. There you go. That's perfect. It's again low risk, super high reward, because if this kid explodes, imagine the wings that we have. Facundo Torres on the right, Pato. Then on the left, we have Gaston Gonzalez. We have Ivan Angulo. I mean, now we're talking. Now we're talking about some prowess on the wings, right? Crazy Mush. Yeah, if we're fifth with such an abysmal goal differential, where could we be if our offense was actually threatening? There you go. Tolan Coca says the Red Bull game is going to be really tough to win. Indeed. So, talking about the Red Bull game, definitely we need to be ready to make history, right? I mean, I think that's the expectation. I mean, I expect for Orlando to come out and play conservatively, in my opinion. Come out and try to dominate possession like always, but also making sure that this guy right here is contained. Cáceres. He was threatening in every game that we've played against the Red Bulls. He's been the X factor, recouping the ball, generating plays in attack, associating with the wingers, and their heavy press in transition. What are your expectations, Dave, regarding this game coming up? Historic game, I'll say, right? Because if we make it to the finals, we're halfway there, kind of like Bon Jovi.
Yeah. Not gonna say much. Rebels is Rebels, historical club in MLS, one of the founding clubs of this league. Unfortunately, due to mismanagement, they have not been able to win the MLS Cup, which I guess a lot of fans here hold as the ultimate symbol of achievement. I disagree. I think Open Cup is the most prestigious trophy you can win in the country. If you're talking about the league, Supporter Shield is the toughest trophy to win, and they have managed to do that. With that said, they are an attacking team, very young team. They have managed to pluck a lot of talent, young, attacking minded talent from the league. While they are associated with the Rebels organization, they have managed to do that in league, which is super impressive. And I did watch the highlights of the game against Austin, another fast, pressing team full of young stars, and it was a game that saw 7 goals, and Rebels that away and under really bad conditions, temperature wise, because I will argue, having lived in Texas, having visited Austin several occasions, that the Texas heat is worse than ours because it's dry heat. It's like being in a dryer. It's very annoying type of heat. And they went there, and they did what they had to do, and they looked like they were having fun. When you have a team where the players look like they're having fun, to be honest with you, that's dangerous, because that means that they're drilled. They know what they're supposed to do. They know where they're supposed to be, and also it's because it's easy. They're not breaking a sweat. They're not being frustrated. They're just executing the plan that was designed in the training pitch. And before I give the microphone to Paola, this is the greatest game in the history of our club. It's an opportunity. We are one game away from going to a tournament final, and I have argued that because of the quality of Sporting Kansas City this year, where they're last. The last time I checked, they were last in the West. And Sacramento, no disrespect to Sacramento, but they're a USL championship team. which is a league inferior to ours. That nobody can deny that. And they come in very inspired. They have their giant killers. They have slaughtered a lot of big prey on the way here. But so did St. Louis FC in 2019, and Atlanta United just dismantled them in 20 minutes. Um, I think that this is the final. Whoever wins out of these two clubs is gonna be lifting that trophy. I want our boys to do it. Um, the key here, to be honest with you, I don't like Luis said. I don't think we can go toe to toe with these folks. It will be suicide. In my opinion, to in order to win this game, we're gonna have to take them to PKs. That's how it's gonna be. I know it's not gonna be fun. I know it's gonna be stressful. I know it's not what you guys want to hear from me, but I am a pragmatic individual. And to be honest with you, the Orlando City Kool Aid ran out a long time ago for me. And, I am as fanatic as the next guy and as irrational as any of you after a win. The folks at Orlando City Fan TV have documented my euphoria after every single win in Open Cup. But if you also follow me on social media, you have seen that unfortunately our wins in Open Cup had more to do with our opponent's inability to close games and make boneheaded decisions than our own uh, brilliance, if you will. So that's the only way I see us winning on Wednesday. I'm gonna be there with my boys. They asked me to buy tickets. They wanted to be there, and I'm actually heading back to Orlando on Wednesday to basically watch this game. So, um, I I expect nothing, but at the same time, I am hopeful. So that to me is what's going to happen. You don't go with such a abysmal scoring record as ours, especially against this team, and expect to win. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. We failed to score a goal in our game against Philadelphia, and these folks put four on the second best team in the West effortlessly, and that's what I had to say. Paola.
So your boys are gonna be the lucky charm for Wednesday, then. I'm with you, David. I don't have expectations. I went with the same mentality when we went against Philadelphia because I thought that let's be honest. My hopes were up when I saw that lineup. When I saw like the bench of Philadelphia was going in, I'm like, oh, okay. So it's a different story. But we cannot always depend on the soccer gods like the last time that we won with Nashville. We have to play smart on Wednesday. We have to hold up, like Luis said. Cáceres just stop him, and I know that Antonio Carlos and Araujo is already studying the guy probably.
Yeah.
But I'm with zero expectations. I'm putting the same clothes that I put on Nashville game. Just saying, and I want with the team to win. Let's be honest. I want to see a silverware. Um, Putting into top of the team. I want to go to a final game. I want to feel the same adrenaline that I felt when Rodrigo scored that goal against Nashville, but we cannot be in the same position because we're here for a reason and we have to take advantage of that reason. So let's see what the boys comes on Wednesday. Hopefully there's a different story that we can tell on next Monday or in our next episode. And I'm like, ooh, I can shut up myself because the boys scored first. So, and won that game. So let's see. Let's see how it goes.
If we want to tap in to the 69,000 fans that were at the Chelsea Arsenal game, I didn't know. I thought at first, when I first was driving to the stadium to pick up my parking pass, I want to thank Orlando City Communications for being always so great. I thought I was in London, dude. I mean, I saw so many Arsenal fans. I thought it was in South London. I thought, young and old. And if we want to tap into that, they need to win the U.S. Open Cup. If we do not win the U.S. Open Cup, when Flamengo and Santos come in and play, or when Botafogo and Atlético Mineiro come in and play, or when Alianza Lima Universitario come in and play, uh, people are gonna go see that. It is. This is a huge chance for the club to win a major trophy, the oldest trophy in the United States, and go to Conca Champions, Champions League, and play against Motagua, Comunicaciones, and blah, 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 and expose the wall, make the wall international. They're going to have to learn some curse words in Spanish, right? Regarding that, they're already seeing La Grande Victoria, which is grammatically incorrect, by the way. La Grande Victoria is La Gran Victoria, no La Grande Victoria. I'm just saying.
Luis, we already discussed this. We are expecting the boys to win tonight.
Yeah.
When it's
So
daytime, that drives me crazy.
yeah, one thing though that I do want to say about the Red Bulls, that people, that the Lions need to be careful, is the subs that come in for the Red Bulls make a difference. Our subs the last few games have not made an impact, so that is huge. They have Luquinhas, and they have also Cáceres, right? Either he starts or he starts later on. Now, set piece opportunities, because this is a team that it's going to look for the contact. They're going to look for contact. Their wingers, Ngoma and Clark, they are fast. Caden Clark, to me, one of the best prospects in the MLS, probably going to play in Europe very soon. And he's a beast, but he is a dribbler. He, on the 1v1, he's going to look for that touch, for that. And Orlando City, the past few games, have committed a lot of fouls, and that can cost us big time in a semifinal. I'm just saying, guys. So we need to be stay compact, retreat compact, attack compact. So always stay compact. Orlando needs to stay compact defensively, and we need to be smart and practice our set pieces. Make sure that the Lions are taking care of those corner kicks, taking care of those free kicks. And no doubt Mauricio Pereira will be a starter for that game. I mean, it's going to be our A team. We have to put the best.
Absolutely, Luis. I'm with you 1,000%. Our set pieces have to be there. There's one thing that frustrates me the past 2 years about Orlando City is that in the loss of the game, set pieces, corner kicks, free kicks are meant to be advantageous to the attacking team, and we're not exploiting them. Many times we have seen the short corner, which I'm not a huge fan of. I have never seen them being productive in Orlando City. The other one is when we overcooked the pass or the corner kick itself. The other one is when we sky the ball. If we get the blessing of having several set pieces against this team, we have to make them count. Rebels is not going to give us that opportunity. What I saw with their last game was one in which they shot from outside the box, nailed Austin in transition several times this way. I even guarantee you they're going to try to do the same come Wednesday, because we're not very good defending outside of the box. We have seen this many, many times throughout our history, how we give away golazos. We end up, the clowns in somebody's highlight reel. And the other thing that they're going to do is they're going to try to get fouled and try to pressure us to surrender the ball and obviously get a corner out of the deal. They're very good in corner kicks. They have the height, they have the skill, and they are going to punish us that way. I have to say we have to score first. If we don't score first, friends, it's done. Stick a fork in it. I think that if they're coming in as a favorite, and not only that, they're riding a high. They're riding a high after that Austin game. I think where we need to nail them, because it's a game where there has to be a winner. It's not a regular season game where, you know, at the end of 90 minutes we go home. It has to be decided. So, in my opinion, my friends, I think that their arrogance could be their Achilles heel. It was for Nashville. They got overconfident, and we beat them. So I think that's the opportunity is there for us to do that in this game. Um, I just I can honestly look at a fan in the eye and say this is gonna be an easy game, guys. I just it's not.
No, it's not. It's going
It's
to be
not.
very tough. And the Lions need to shoot from distance too. We could have 589 passes. If we don't shoot on goal, I mean, the whole point of soccer is to score. And I mean, and you have to, okay, if set pieces are not your forte, maybe, not using your left foot or your right foot, you're only like maybe a left footed. All right, that's not your forte. Okay, you're passing it back. At least, you have Andres Perea can shoot from distance. You have Facundo Torres can shoot from distance. Alexandre Pato can shoot from distance. Junior Urso can shoot from distance. There's so many players that need to shoot from distance. At some point, you have to make sure you have a strategy to
Robin
open up.
Jansen.
Right, Robin Jansen, open up the space and attempt to shoot from distance, because, I mean, this is a semifinal. So if minute 75, this is 0-0. If minute 75 of the second half is still 0-0, or is a draw 1-1, let's say, for example, I mean, this is probably going to go to PKs. And what if the Red Bulls, somebody trips and 1v1, you have Caden Clark against Galese, and this is the only time Galese doesn't win the 1v1. I mean, what is the wall going to do? Crucify Galese because he won? He's 1v1. You cannot expect for him to save us from every single game, right? And on that note, what are your closing expectations of this game, Paola?
We have to score. And like David said, and you just said it, like, let's look for that goal. Look at Facu. Facu shoot outside of the box versus
Yeah.
Arsenal, and it went in. So let's stop that hot potato tiki taka plays in front of the box. Not in front of the box, sorry, inside the box. And let's shoot, because if we don't shoot, we don't know what can go inside the goal, or it could hit a hand of a defender. A lot of things can happen. I wish, I don't know, if any Orlando City player is hearing us, if you need an energy drink on Wednesday, I got you. I will buy you like 2 or 3. If you want black coffee, Puerto Rican strong coffee, I will make you some coffee. But they need to wake up on Wednesday. And I know they're going to put everything into the pitch, but we need to be smart. It's just playing smart with this team and making those goals. Not only one and just settled, because that's something that I have been looking at the past couple of games. We scored 1 goal. Oh, let me just settle in and let me put defense mode. No, I want more than 1 goal. I need this to be like 100% focus for the final game. So I hope that, I don't know, my wishes come, like Pato or Cara come, in a Monster Jam. I don't know if you remember that Space Jam movie that they drink the
Yeah,
cartoon drink the water of Michael Jordan. That's something that needs to happen on Wednesday for the boys. So let's see what happens. What are your thoughts on the starting lineup for Wednesday?
Well, before we go there, Paola,
Mhm.
I just want to remind everybody, we had 9 shots, only 1 on goal on Saturday. Meanwhile, our friends Red Bulls the following day had 13 shots, 8 of them on target. Okay, so and that was only with 22% of the possession.
That's right.
22%. So they are very comfortable surrendering the possession. And to answer that, Paola, who do I want to start on Wednesday? I'm gonna make it very easy for all of you guys. I want 11 committed men clad in purple that are going to play like they did in that first half against Arsenal. I was so angry, and this fan base should be offended at the fact that in a meaningless game, we played as if we were world beaters. I was furious, because it showed that in that game that we're capable of playing attacking football. We were fun. We were capable of go toe to toe. And I know the sarcastic people out there will be like, "Well, that was Arsenal's C team." I got
Yep.
news for you, my friends. Arsenal's C team is better than any club in fourth division in England right now. I gotta tell you, there's people in Arsenal's B squad that they come to Orlando or they come to MLS. They're gonna be DPs. If you don't think so, I got news for you. You don't watch football. You don't watch English football aside from EPL. I do. I watch minor league football. My team is in fourth division. I have said it 1,000 times here. Okay, and when my team has to play in the FA, the Papa John's, the Carabao Cup, whatever the hell they're calling these cups nowadays, they get to play with teams in the Championship, in League One, in League Two, and I get to travel the whole map of England with my team. And what we saw on Wednesday should be appalling, my friends. We played beautiful football. And what happened Saturday? Oh, that's right. Because we were playing Philadelphia, all of a sudden we have to revert back to ineffective, sterile tactics that got us nothing other than Philadelphia fans laughing at us. And, well, I'll leave it as that. Go ahead, Luis.
I mean, I'm doing the lineup, right? You know, I don't know what you guys think about this, but I mean, Galese as your goalkeeper, right? You have Ruan, Antonio Carlos, Jensen, Moutinho. They'll be the back four. Then I will play with 2 contention or 2-6, the double contention. So I'll play with Urso and Araujo. Your 10 will be Mauricio Pereira for sure. Otherwise, I don't know what will happen to Orlando. You got your right winger, Facundo Torres. You got Alexandre Pato. And then you have right here, Erjan Kara. I don't know, what are your thoughts regarding this? Who will you change? Who will you keep? People can also, if you guys want to comment and see who would you like to start instead of this 11 that I right here, drop us a comment. I don't know if you want to start there, Dave. You want to change anybody out of that?
Bro, that is the best
that our
11.
squad? This is our A team.
That's it.
That's it.
Honestly, anybody that can say, and I'm sorry, Paul, I'll cut you off there. I'll give you the opportunity here in a second because I just got done talking way too much. I'm sorry, my friends. This is it. This is the All Star. This is the Space Jam starting 11. These are the guys that are gonna save the universe, right here.
The Avengers right there.
That's it. This is it. I'm sorry. This is it. We don't have anything else. Who are we gonna put there? Tesho, Kyle
Benji.
Smith, Mikey Holloway. I'm sorry. With all the respect to some men that have done great things for this club. Who's coming to town is the boogeyman. All right. Who's coming to town is a team that we have not been able to defeat. Okay. And one thing, Paola, that you should know, because you mentioned it, the goal against Arsenal is the only goal they conceded in the U.S. tour to us. Not Chelsea, not I don't know, Crapville USA team, whatever whoever they played while they were here, to us. Okay, the only goal they conceded was to us, to Facundo Torres. Which, by the way, I got news for you because I checked with Facundo's camp. They're very aware of this. That goal made a lot of noise in England, made a lot of noise in Europe. I am willing to bet my house right now, where my children sleep every night, and say that Facundo Torres will be gone next year. I'm sorry. It was a great showcase for a player of this caliber. The world's eyes were on Exploria, and he executed beautifully. And I'm sorry, you have to let Facundo Torres do what he does best. The goal, this is what I was told. The goal that happened against Miami, Facundo Torres went off script. He wasn't supposed to make that run. He wasn't supposed to take that shot. But guess what? Winners win. That's what they do. And you cannot tell a racehorse to just take it easy.
Right.
Just gotta let him loose. And and if we are going to go with the boring old tactics, we're gonna lose this game. And if I can talk to Oscar Pareja right now, face to face, profe, you know what's gonna happen if this goes south. You have to. In those boys, my sources tell me, are fighting for your job right now. They have not quit on you. They have not given up on you. Do not let their efforts go in vain, because right now they're playing for you. They're trying to save your job. They have not quit on you. They believe in you because they like you as a person. They respect you as a professional. But at the same time, there's gonna be fans in those stands that are sick and tired of always leaving empty handed. Always leaving empty handed. Luis and I have seen this club with trophies. Fans like Paola, all they know is turmoil and half cooked meals. That's all they know, suffering. This Wednesday, my friends, Oscar Pareja has to prove to the world that he has what it takes to lift the Open Cup once again. These are the guys that are going to do it, Luis. I don't see anything else. Paola, if you probably want to interject there, I honestly, with my limited knowledge of football, I have to tell you, I just do not see anybody else in this roster that can outmatch these individuals for the starting spot.
No, I agree. And it's not time of put the experiment on a game as Wednesday. Probably for DC, that's fine. And we need to win that game, by the way. But anyways, I said in my Tiro de Esquina podcast yesterday, it was yesterday, yeah, yesterday, that I would like change Ruan for Holiday, but then I was thinking about it. I'm like, I don't think this is the game for to do those changes. So I think this Avengers slash starting 11 will save us on Wednesday. Hopefully, Pato and Cara and Torres, I don't know, drink Red Bulls, Monster, whatever it is. Please execute on those goals. That's everything that I have to say.
I wanna add. I wholeheartedly agree with Dave. I think I spoke to Joao Moutinho regarding the game. I was actually the only person to ask him about the Red Bulls. I mean, the Philly game was just so. I mean, nobody really. Honestly, I was thinking in the Red Bulls game. I wasn't going to ask questions regarding Philly, but I told him, rumors are, that you want to play in Europe, right? How important is this game coming up on Wednesday for you? Because you've played in Orlando for so long, you're pretty much a veteran, even though you're very young. But you're a veteran in the locker room. You've been through very good times and very bad times with Orlando City, just like every other fan. Fans like you. You're one of the locker room leaders there. And he's like, he thanked me, always very professional. And he's like, yeah, this is the biggest game for us. This is the biggest game because, and we're going to do everything in our part to, like he said he was going to do everything in his part to, to get the W. And, they know this, the players know this, but if I want to kind of let them know, guys, you guys got to stay compact. Don't leave gaps. Urso, if you come back down right here, you got to trace back. Make sure AC and Ruana right there. Ruana, if you're going to go ahead and cross, make sure that you're running right back out there and just stay in your zone. Stay in your lane because Red Bulls are going to come attacking. Torres and Pato need to keep switching sides. They need to keep switching sides to confuse the defense. They can do this. They got to keep switching sides to make our attack unpredictable. If we're going to stay just on Pato on the left flank, Torres on the right flank, and play very like a straight line, especially in transition, they're going to figure us out, and they have the defense to neutralize our attack. So, and take advantage of the set pieces. I couldn't stress that enough. And how do you fit Kara? You got Mauricio Pereira. You can even have Pato coming in here. We don't want to see Pato coming in here and staying out here. And then look at this gap right here. That was going to force Araujo to go up here, leaving another gap right here, forcing Jansen to come up forward. Look at this gap. And then here you go, 1v1 against Galese. Breaking Orlando's lines right there. So we need to make sure the importance of staying compact in this game against a team that knows how to do that, knows how to break lines. So it's just my humble analysis. So let's read some comments here. Felix Quijano says, we need the support from the fans on Wednesday. We need the fans to show up. I wholeheartedly agree. I think but again, we cannot force people to, we cannot force people to, I would love for this game to be packed. How impactful it will be for this game to be a sold out crowd, but it happens in Seattle, happens in Portland, happens in LA, but in Orlando, it just doesn't happen. Our soccer culture is still in diapers, unfortunately, but we got to get some silverware. So then hey, we won this. We have 4 USL Cups. We have all this stuff, and we won the USL. And here's our major trophy. Come at it, bro. So, Brett Carl, we will see. Will we see Nicolas Joaquini on Wednesday? Hopefully, as a sub. I wouldn't like to see him start. I don't think is a
2 factors there, Luis. Number one that we have is ITC, which I believe that has happened. He obviously has passed his physical. The other one is as a sub, like you said. Do you throw a guy that is coming from off season, that is just learning his teammates' names, that's still using GPS to go from their house to his Publix or to the training ground? You don't. But I see what you got there, so I'll let you introduce this topic.
Yeah, so obviously, if we become, if we lose against the Red Bulls, what happens next, right? There's a lot of things brewing around. There are a lot of people talking regarding Oscar Pareja being in the hot seat. So I bring the topic forth to discuss, is he in the hot seat, first and foremost? Does the club feel that we need a change in the middle of the season, right? Would it be something that, we better win, or if not, it's over, right? Personally, my personal opinion about Oscar Pareja is a very positive one. As a person, as a coach, he's been the best coach we've had since I can really count Inchy, because he wasn't given a lot of a chance to stay in the MLS, but we saw what he's done to Minnesota. But we've seen Inchi handling in USL and how Orlando City excelled in USL. But then Pareja came in very low key, right? Didn't promise anything. Came from Mexico and he just started working. We had a young, talented Peruvian player called Pedro Galese that came from Tiburones. Low key, we had a star from Europe called Luis Nani that, was his first MLS stunt, and, his first season was eh. Pareja came, changed the outcome. MLS Cup, MLS is back final, lost against Portland, and here we are. Here we are talking about possibly him leaving the club or potentially being let go in that case. Hopefully that's not the case, but is he really in the hot seat, Dave?
All right. That's silent for theatrical suspense. All right, my friends. Many of you have known me since 2015 on Twitter, on social media. Been podcasting close to 5 years. I have never made up anything. I have never been a merchant of hype. I have never lied to the fans on purpose. I have never created an environment of toxicity among fans for the sake of creating drama. Some people have called me a troll. I honestly don't know why. Because I use my real name with my face. You can see me in the stadium. Trolls don't do that. Trolls operate lying and creating turmoil and being anonymous. That I preface my comment with that because um, we know from good sources. Okay, this podcast knows from good sources and has been able to confirm with three other sources that are just not anybody. These are people who I respect a lot. Um, that there's solid rumors. Again, rumors are what they are because obviously they're not facts. If they were facts, the team will be already telling us this. That Oscar Pareja has to win on Wednesday if he wants to remain the manager of Orlando City. Why would you go in a different direction? Okay, well, from a financial standpoint, the Will family sees the empty stadium. The Will family has seen the forecast of renewals for the season ticket holders. The Will family has received the feedback from Jared Dillon's focus groups, where at least the one that I was at, I can tell you that was full of recriminations from a fan base that feels that they have been neglected and taken for granted for far too long, and anytime the club approaches them is to shake them out of more money with empty promises. My opinion and the opinion of a lot of people of Oscar Pareja is a positive one. As an individual, I have said it many times here, I respect him a lot. He's a person that with whose morals, whose work ethic, whose persona inspires trust and dedication from the players. Luis have said it. Luis Nani had a revival. Luis Nani is a new man because of his time in Orlando. And quite honestly, I know from good sources, and again, I don't reveal my sources because why would they talk to me if I'm gonna put them out there? That the guys are gonna be playing on Wednesday for each other and for their manager, who they respect and I appreciate. Whatever happens Wednesday, those guys, I expect them to play, no pun intended, like lions. But the other factor on letting him go is the Wolves. This is not their guy. He was just there when they purchased the team. They have no loyalty to Oscar Pareja. If they feel that they can do better, and they have the money to go pay for whoever they feel is going to be the best, they can do that. Fun attacking football brings butts on seats. If you doubt that, then while we were struggling with the 16,000, quote unquote, 16,000 people, more like 10,000 at Exploria, down the street, less than a mile away, there was almost 70,000 people. Yes, many of them flew out of town, flew from out of town, drove from out of town. I get that part. And some of those people are never going to be won over. One of the things that I was very frustrated about was during the Arsenal game. I didn't even know this. During the protest for Black Lives Matter, there was an individual that lives here in Orlando that went to the protest wearing a Arsenal jersey, and I guess they took a picture of him being roughed up by the police or whatever, and that picture went viral, and a lot of Arsenal fans felt identified with this individual. The guy is at cult status with the club to the point where when they had the game on last Wednesday, he sat in the box with the ownership of Arsenal and with all the head honchos there. The guy is from Orlando. The guy is not a Orlando City fan. Let that sink in. The guy becomes a legend in a club in a city where he does not live, in a country where he does not live. And as far as I know, he has never visited England. My friends, this has to be the coldest bitch slap, excuse my language,
Uh,
that any club could get when one of the residents has done more for a club in a city, in a country where he does not live, than for the local boys. This individual, and I wrote his name somewhere, and if anybody knows his name, please on the comments. This individual came clad in the colors of Arsenal, spoke about Arsenal as his club, his history, his this, his that, whatever. Fact is, this individual picked this team out of a hat, like all of you guys that follow EPL have done. Orlando City needed individuals like this. But I'm gonna leave you with a story about that Saturday that you don't know. Okay, you don't know. When I was driving down to South Florida with my family for our family vacation, we stopped in one of the rest stops, one of the service stations along the turnpike, around Fort Pierce. And when we stopped, the place was jam packed with people wearing Arsenal, wearing Chelsea jerseys. And among that crowd, I spotted a family wearing Orlando City gear. A family from, I don't know, West Palm Beach, maybe Palm Beach County, maybe from Jupiter, maybe from Fort Pierce, heading to the Orlando City game. As long as we have fans like that, my friends, because it would have been easy to go support Inter Miami. It's probably closer to them. Who knows? Those guys were heading to support their lines to get clobbered by Philadelphia Union. They could have easily gone with the rest of everybody else and go see great London football in Florida, but they didn't. This is what I have to say about Oscar Pareja. If this is the best he can do, it's time to go. We have been witness to mediocrity. We have been witness to awful seasons, to bad decisions from this club. Decisions made in a dollar and nickel and dime dollar store decisions so long for so long that making playoffs and deep cup runs seems like an achievement. Oscar Pareja came in, stabilized the ship, gave us a reason to be proud about this club, gave us moments. But my friends, I want to live silverware. I want to lift trophies. I want us to be fun again. I want us to score goals. And this pragmatic, conservative football is not entertaining. Paola brought her parents to the game. People that are not fans of the game. The guy got into it, which is awesome. I have told the story of my former partner, Kenneth Ortiz from Tiro de Esquina, going to his first 4 games for Orlando City. No goals or losses, and him falling in love with the Lions. But her mom
Right.
was bored. You know why she was bored? Because there was nothing exciting, nothing to attract her attention, and that's I'm afraid is part of the problem here. Oscar, just because we as a fan base demand more, and that demand may not include Oscar Pareja in the future, does not mean, my friends, does not mean we're less fans, we're combative, or we want to wish him well. We want to wish him ill. If he fails to win on Wednesday, that seat is going to be thermonuclear hot. Okay, it's going to be thermonuclear hot. Are they going to fire him on the spot? I don't know. Are they going to give him the season? Personally, they should. Now, just like our friends Felix Quijano's asking, if they're going to let him go, who the hell is going to be taking over? I want to know. Don't tell me you're going to be bringing Orlando City legend Rob Valentino. Don't tell me that you're going to be bringing back Inchi. Don't pander me. Don't play to my emotions. Don't tell me that recently retired Adrian Vinter is going to come galloping out of that tunnel to take us to greatness. Bring me somebody with names because guess what? Other clubs that have lifted trophies here have done that. Guys,
Go ahead, Paula.
I mean, David said it all. Oscar has brought us like happy moments. He took a culture of the team that it was not in a good place, and he boosted the morale in that locker room, even though that a lot of the players are not here anymore when he got here. But at the same time, I want trophies. I want to lift silverware. If he's in the hot spot or not for Wednesday, I'm total agreement. Just let him finish the season, and then we can move forward. But let's see what happens on Wednesday.
Personally, I think we are as a fan base a little confused on what we want as a club or as Orlando City, um, and that is because of our soccer culture, and personally, and this is no disrespect. You know, we're in diapers, and you know Orlando, it's never been an attractive market, um, and you've seen it with the Magic. It's the same thing. We talk about winning championships and all this stuff too, but we cannot expect. Why can we not bring Luis Suarez or Zlatan Ibrahimovic or maybe I don't know Messi? Or right, so I guarantee you bring one of those players over and then you gotta see tons of people fill up the stadium. Why? Because Orlando is a city of casuals. It's a wrestling term. It's a wrestling term. It's a wrestling term. And the fact that some people just come for exactly what happened with Chelsea Arsenal. Why did people went to that game? Because of Pulisic, because of N'Golo Kante, because of all these players. Odegaard, you have all these players playing, world class athletes playing in there, you know. But I still consider 16,000 people being there. I was there, and they were cheering, and there were families. I consider that outstanding personally. Everyone was expecting no one to be there. Everybody expected to be at the Chelsea Arsenal game. and seeing 16,000 people there was tremendous. That's the level of support. Now we're growing. Maybe next time it will be 25,000 rather than 16,000 if they do it on the same date again. Maybe let's say Barcelona, Madrid comes in and playing at the Camping World Stadium. Maybe there's 25,000, and little by little it's going to be growing. But what it's going to attract people to support Orlando more, it will be winning championships, right? And not necessarily, the way the league is going, it's they're moving away from the flashy names of one sole player. At some point we had Kaká, he was our player, and that's it. Then you have LAFC now with Carlos Vela, with Gareth Bale, right? That's because that's a huge market. So I think we can expect to play or compare ourselves to teams that are on a different level, like a Chelsea, Arsenal. Like, it's two complete different fan bases and types of players too, right? I think one player of Chelsea may cost the entire roster of Orlando City. So, we have to also keep that in mind. When it comes to Oscar, I think Oscar has been a superb manager for Orlando City, and if the club feels that that's a direction they want to head in a different direction, I have no doubt that they already have a replacement and they already know who that person is. And I'm hoping that it's somebody that is going to take the club to the next level because we've seen this in Orlando. Coaches, players live Central Florida and they excel in different markets. Why? Don't know why. Right? So
Luis, if I may interrupt you, because I know we're close to finishing the game, the show. Aston Mack is the individual that I was talking about, and he was interviewed by the club by Arsenal, and Aston Mack is the founder of the Orlando Freedom Fighters, an organization that fights for inequality with the African American community. Fantastic. And by the way, this is not an attack on the individual. Is just to prove my point that our club fails to reach out to individuals like this. Um, when asked why he decided to wear the Arsenal shirt to the protest, his answer was, "We're family, and there's no greater family than Arsenal. That doesn't happen with other clubs." And he described wearing the shirt as giving him strength. Can we say that about wearing purple in Orlando? And while he goes on about it's the biggest club in the world, it's the best football in the world. I took it upon myself to just tweet him 5 seconds ago, and because I am petty like that, and I said to him, and I want to be crystal clear on what I said to him. It was an invitation, a friendly invitation. If of course, let me go here. Okay, so what this is? I know Luis. Luis, I'm sorry, I took you off. I said, "Hey, are you showing up to support Orlando City this Wednesday in the Open Cup semifinal? Are you showing up to support the city where you live? We'll want to know." So listen, I'm sorry. This is something that Orlando City needs to ask themselves. This individual, world famous, shows so much devotion for a club in a city where he doesn't live, in a country where he doesn't live. Meanwhile, there's a club here in town, that can do that for him. And you know what? You can be an Arsenal fan all you want, but here at home,
right,
we
but
need to ask this.
right, but we
Right, right.
cannot. Yeah, but we cannot change how people think, right? I mean, I mean, who are we to change their views? Like, if he really feels like I support Chelsea. I mean, before Orlando City came to Orlando. I mean, before USL, like 2009, I'm a huge Barcelona fan. I'm a huge FC. I have a flag up in my den. I'm a huge fan. Now, does that make me, like not wanting to support Orlando? Of course not. When Orlando started, going, I said, I'm going to support Orlando City. This is, I'm going to, because I'm from Orlando, right? I'm from Orlando. I'm going to support Orlando City. Yeah. But obviously not a lot of people are like that. A lot of people, unfortunately, they jump the wagon, when things are hot, like Orlando went from USL to MLS. I guarantee you that made people have exposure to Orlando City. They didn't know what happened before in 2010, 2011, 2012. They didn't know what was going on, but just the sole fact of joining MLS, it's going to bring broad eyes, new people. Oh man, there's a team in town. Oh my God, yeah, I'm gonna go. It brought excitement, right? And we need that, I think. And what's gonna be that deciding factor? Winning a championship, and it'll be the first major championship the city of Orlando has ever won, because Orlando went to 2 Eastern Conference finals and 2 NBA finals, and they failed. And this is it. This is, I think, more than, and I know people from other clubs. I want to say hello to Maria from Colorado, and a lot of people that are watching are probably, but why is Orlando like this? Because Orlando has been always a small market, and the fans have never been loyal to the city because Orlando's never won anything. That is the cold hard true fact. And I don't expect going with my Harry Potter magic wand and pretending that I'm going to go ahead and save the universe and change everyone's minds because I'm Luis Carlos Pineda and blah blah blah, and I don't expect them to be that way. What I want to do is still support, show up on Wednesday, right? Chant every single time, be the 12th man, be there, and and support the team's decisions at this point. If they decide to part ways with Oscar, unfortunately, I want to think, being the serious organization that they are, they already know that they have to have a suitable replacement, because you're doing this in the middle of a season in which Orlando also needs to play for playoff contention still. Do you want to do that? Like, what are you going to do? Pedro Galese, and I bring it again, he has not re-signed his contract yet. What's going to happen? He already lost a mentor in Ricardo Gareca. Now you're going to take his other mentor that has also revitalized his career. He's so close with the coaching staff of Oscar Pareja, Pedro Galese is. They're like this. So I want to think that that's a priority too for the club, right? Because Pedro is the best player of Orlando City, and it's our keeper. So, and I'm not saying it because I'm Peruvian. I'm just saying it because, you're taking away somebody that's very important for that locker room. If you're going to maintain people in that locker room, you need to also see what are your options. If there's no suitable replacement that's going to, like a Matias Almeida, like a Ricardo Gareca, and somebody with a renowned name, Bruce Arena, that has won more MLS Cups than anybody, but most of the MLS Cups he's won, it's in the era when they used to have penalty shootouts, like the shootouts. What is it called? The shootouts, the 1v1s. If you're gonna have a suitable replacement, I think Pareja, in my opinion, you gotta give him also the players, the injuries. I mean, Facundo Torres has never been a player that's gonna, he's not a Dembele, he's not a, he's not yet at that level. He's not a Memphis Depay, he's not a Gabi. Maybe with Gabi he can go to the toe to toe. But he we don't have a face yet. Our face is Pedro Galese. It's not been renewed still. Guys?
Well, Well, Paola, if you want to take us, come on, don't tell me that you have nothing to say because you have Tiro de Esquina podcast to talk about.
Yes, 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 yes. So, yesterday we started the first episode for Tiro de Esquina. Um, it's already in YouTube. It's gonna be soon on Spotify, I promise. And then on Thursday we're gonna um record another episode just to see what happens on Wednesday. So follow us in Twitter and our YouTube channel and our Instagram, Tiro de Esquina Podcast, please, so we can have more listeners little by little. It's in Spanish. Everything that we said here, we're gonna talk about it in Tiro de Esquina Podcast in Spanish.
What's the handle for the Twitter account?
It's TE Tiro
Say
de
it in Spanish because obviously that's the target here.
Exactly. TE, and let me confirm that. Give me one second.
Bajo,
No, it does. It's everything. Está todo corrido. Everything is at T Esquina Podcast. That's the one for Twitter.
okay, fantastic. So I have to tell you, I actually listened to the podcast to get ready for our show today, and I'll give you guys the 1 minute synopsis because I'm looking at the time. I think it's a great podcast, very informative, very fun. It's husband wife dynamic, which is really hard to replicate any other way. I think it's obviously the first type of dynamic that you will see in Orlando City podcast. And as the original founder of Teleskin, I am glad, I'm happy, very proud that the people that are taking over are two fantastic individuals. Not only you, but your soon-to-be husband Alex, who they made a good product, and I wish you well. I wish our club really dedicated more time to the Spanish language community in Latin America, and I wish you a lot of luck with that. Very proud with
Thank you. Thank you.
very good. With that said, I want to thank our friends at OC Fan TV who hosted me this past week to talk about the situation with our club. Uh, you know, uh, Thank you very much to the guys, Zach, Bryce, and Dave. Nothing but great, fantastic Orlando City fans, servants of this club, who went viral in Europe with their reactions after the Arsenal game. And friends, I join my co-host on this Wednesday. Be there. Your club needs you. Your club needs you. And to the oh goodness, I forgot already. Anyways, to my friend Aston, if you want to come to Orlando City, reach out to me, my friend. I have a ticket for you so we can watch together Revolution versus Orlando. So you can be proud of your hometown team. With that said, thank you very much, everybody. Again, I can reach out further underscore man 76, the legendary David on YouTube for my vlog. And again, proud to be part of the number one podcast for Orlando City, Loud and Proud Orlando. Don't worry about it. Everybody else knows we're the number one. They know we are the number one podcast in Orlando City. So
Uh,
don't worry about it. There's no jealousy. They already admit to it. They tell me all the time. So, Luis, with that, what do we have here for the friends before we go?
well, I want to first and foremost thank everybody that's been online. An hour and 36 minutes of a show. Thank you so much for your support. Check us out on Twitter at LPO underscore podcast. We're also on Facebook as Loud and Proud Orlando, and also on YouTube. Click on the notification bell for all notifications. We're growing every day. Thank you so much. I got a brand new camera. I do want to say I got an actual camera to record, and I'll be able to get the press conference footage back in action. I'm back in action. I have to get the SD card tomorrow at Best Buy, so I should be hopefully by this New York Red Bulls Orlando game have the post game reactions and a lot of new stuff now that I have professional equipment. So
And one quick thing, Luis, I'm sorry to interrupt you. If there's anybody out there, specifically a college student that is in journalism, sports journalism, that would like to join our team to cover the practices. Because unfortunately,
Right.
these three individuals here have day jobs. We can go to it and cover OCB. If you would like to join us, please reach out to any of our
Yeah.
Twitter handles. We'd love to have you. It's gonna be fun. We can work the particulars. It's gonna be unpaid, but you'll be joining. I think a fantastic group of people that will definitely appreciate your efforts, and obviously will give you an audience. Because again, we're the number one podcast for Orlando City. Listen, famous Puerto Rican wrestler Chiqui Star always said this: you cannot be humble when you're the best. And I'm not gonna be humble. I have never been, because I'm the best. I'm a winner, and I surround myself with winners. These individuals are winners. You are a winner because you chose to watch us tonight. So with that said, I shut the microphone off for the last time.
No, and again, I'm gonna go ahead and thank Joshua Tall too, that he dropped some comments. We have to keep Galese. Let's win on Wednesday against DC United. Let's stun the Red Bulls. Yeah, I mean, this is huge. Personally, for me, I understand that I have to keep my composure. I'm a journalist, and I will. But I grew up in Orlando. To me, this Wednesday is all or nothing, just like the song from O-Town, famous boy band, also from Orlando, right? So it's all or nothing. It's all in the line. We gotta support. This is more than just a soccer game, in my opinion. This is something that is going to make the city of Orlando very special. It's going to be the highlight of the year for the city of Orlando. I know the mayor will be there in the final. I know all leaders will be there. I'm sure that final will be packed. If Orlando goes there, it will be a sold-out stadium, and that's the face of the city. That's the face of the city. And once we have that silverware up there, then the sky is the limit for Orlando City. I think the Wolves own a fantastic club with fantastic people that work in it, that are all about, the city of Orlando. And what a better reward from some players that may not be with us next season, or maybe Oscar, if he decides that maybe this is time for a change for him as well, that be part of history, right? This is a before and after. This is a before and after. This is the turning point that Orlando City wanted as a club. And they have the opportunity to be part of the history books. So I commend everybody to go on Wednesday and support the Lions. And I know you wanted to say something else, Dave, before we go.
Last words. Vamos Orlando, as always.
Vamos
See you on
Orlando.
Wednesday.
Vamos Orlando.